Hey guys, this is Julie. Going to take a look at 90-day volatility cycles. So this is the VIX, the daily VIX, right? The big thick lines on the VIX are the 90-day PT3 distribution. So you can see the white is the first standard deviation, and then you go out to your second and third, which hardly ever get hit, right? It stays inside the first standard deviation of this 90-day vol cycle. And it's been hitting the bottom of the cycle, going to the top, back down, going to the top, back down, top and bottom, top and bottom, top and bottom, top and bottom, top and bottom. And we have been bottom bumping really since December. But it never quite got to the 90-day, so that one doesn't really count. But it did come down to the 90-day here, touched it. So that's your January 13th through February 21st. We tried to break up, but I've got some things on the chart. I'll spread this out so you can see it. I've got a 7-day 1, 2, 3, and I've got a Dunkian channel. So it's a little hard to see, but the Dunkian channel is silver, and the 7-day 1, 2, 3 is white, red, and green. So let me make those a little thicker. Let me make this red, a little thicker. Sorry. Because I do want you to see the difference between the 1, 2, 3s and the Dunkian. Did I get them all? Okay. So that's a little bit better, so you can see it. So the Dunkian gets hit all the time, right? So it'll come back to the 1 and the Dunkian, and then go to the other side. But we're right in the middle of this 90-day distribution. So we got up to the 7-day 1, and it failed at the Dunkian, this 14 period range. Came back to the mid-band, but we broke the mid-band this downward Thursday and Friday vol crush. So this is what everybody was trying to get long on and go long because we were getting range expansion signals. Range was expanding, but the vol was collapsing and the price was going long. We'll look at the ES chart. So we came down, we broke through the 7-day 1B, very bearish fall, right? Through your weekly 1 to the downside, and we hit the second and third standard deviation of the weekly. This is a 7-day. If I put the weekly on it, you'll see that it hit it exactly on the bottom. Let me change the distribution. So when we change the distribution, we can get a little bit different calcs. So you can see here the weekly hit right on the 3, hit the third standard deviation. So we broke the weekly 1 to the downside, showing that vol crush into the 90-day 1. So this is an excellent time to go long vol. I'm sorry, but it is, right? Um, unless they open it and gap down, trying to get down to this lower area, which would be ridiculous. I would be so pissed. But, you know, I'm thinking, you know, that if we have these volatility cycles and it goes from the bottom to the top, don't be shocked if this was just a test. We tried to break out January 13th, got the long vol, long, range signals, then it failed, came back. If this is the supreme mother of a vol crush going into raising interest rates, I don't think the world is working right. So I don't know. I'm just thinking the probability might be a little bit more conducive to bouncing to at least going back to the middle, if not the other side of this volatility, 90-day volatility cycle. So maybe coming back to 25.66, the middle of it on your VIX. So to come back and get more perspective, I mean, you can see these vol cycles are pretty damn good. And likewise, I didn't sit here and mark the ones coming back down, but you can see that when the volatility rolls over at 4, it was 4 times vol on average the second half of 2022. It got up to the 90-day, hit that 4 times vol, and rolled over. So you could start shorting vol at that point, coming back to the mean of the volatility or the other side. Yeah. And then when you go long vol, you're at the bottom going back up. We'll see if that works. And just to give you an idea, going back pre-times, where we are relative to previous volatility, we're currently at 1.2, low vol, showing that vol crush. And we're back, baby. If you look at 2018, 2016, 2017, these bottom lines are where we are. The vol is normalized. We're no longer in 2022 volatility. We have normalized the vol. So all they need to do is push us back inside the distribution because we are oversold. We are at the 90-day, we are at the weekly 3, and there is nothing to do but go long, right? I mean, I I I just think we should, right? I think we should go long ball. Now, I'm just saying here we are in the ES, the Donkian, we're at the midband. We're at the 90-day ones. Look at this. 90-day, that big thick line. Or that's a week. I'm sorry. I thought it was at a 90-day. That's a weekly one. So we were at the weekly one and the mid-band of the 14-period distribution. Apologize for that 90-day. Here's the 90-day. It's way up here. I thought I had it down there. But that's a 3 month. That's a quarterly one. Yeah, there's a 3 month, and here's a 3 month line, right? Right here. That's got to be a 3 month. 90. There's my 90-day. I just was clicking on the wrong line. So I have so many lines on the chart. Yes, that is a 90-day. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. 90-day right here. So we have weekly, 7-day, 90-day, mid bands. Everything is saying resistance, 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 right? And we've got a 40.79 weekly 2 to the upside. Um, just keep your eye on this VIX because we are at support. Now it can go down a little bit. You see that it can dip below it, fake everybody out, and sit down there a week or a month. You see that? It can just sit there percolating and doing nothing, just sitting on that low vol. I hope to God that's not what we get. So we actually have to wait for this vol to curve up. So you see we can be below the 90-day and just shit low vol. But they were pushing it down to this 1. That's what they were doing. They wanted to normalize it back to the 1. Do you see how this works? Once they normalized it back to the 1 vol, then they could roll it back up. So that's what they did. I know that because I can measure the vol. And I just messed up my platform. Hang on 1 second. Oh, sorry. I did mess up my platform. So if that happens, if you get bumble fingers like I do, right click and go back to the settings and change that scale justification back to right. You want it on the right side. So you can see we're at 1.2. So they move it down to 1, or, I was showing these vol cycles of every time that it came from an upper to a lower and then back up. And all these back ups that I've got highlighted are on those 90-day bounces. Okay, so we're close. They could, vol squeeze us and mess around a little bit, but all we really have to do is wait, be patient. We'll see that flip up, and then we can trade it back up to the 2 vol at a minimum, 2.5, 2, 2.5, 3, but hopefully 2. Um, and, shoot for the middle of this 90-day range, and then if we get lucky, break it and go to the upper end on higher vol. I like higher vol. I'm sorry, I just do. But know the volatility landscape that we're in will help us trade, and know your ranges. We went exactly to these ranges that I outlined. Here was the third standard deviation on the weekly and the daily. Went right to the third standard deviation on the weekly and the daily Friday, right there. Here was your longer time frame, your 90-day. And it looks like if they're going to bring it down a little bit more, they would be bringing it to this 1808, 1799. So if vol continues to crush, don't lose heart. We're close to a bounce, in my humble opinion. So around 18 vol, we're almost there. We want to really wait for this um, bounce above. Let me come back over here. Hang on a second. So let's look at this October 3rd to September 30th. Did I do that backwards? Yeah, I did that backwards. I don't do well with dates. Hang on. October 12th. And that's October 3rd. And here's September 30th on the bottom. I got this backwards, sorry. Okay, right there. So, October 3rd, right here, to September 30th. Um, September 30th to October 3rd. Hang on. Here we go. So here's our low vol. And it really kick-started. It may have started here on the second and third to go long, but then they brought it back down, slammed it back down on people to clear them out, and all these early ones in, slammed it back, brought it back to the um, ones. Is that the 7-day one? It looks like it. So there's your 2 lines, ducked it under. So there's your dip, buy the dip, right there, buy the dip. And then it started going long vol right here on September 10th at 10 a.m. And it took off and went all the way back up. to that 90-day. One, long vol, long vol, long vol, long vol, long vol. So, you know, you can definitely play this on the ES if you understand your volatility cycle, whether you should be going short or long, and the vol can go long, long vol. So here we had long vol September 30th through October 3rd, and we had short vol, short price action. So right here, long vol, short price action, September 30th through October 3rd, right there. So that's when you go short. And here we went down to the 90-day. Um, I think that's a, what is that? Yep, 90-day 3 on the low. Turned around. I mean, that's when you know that they're going to turn it around, right? Or they should. See right here? Right there. And it matches these volatility cycles on the VIX. How about that? Pretty cool. So this was June 16th and May 30th. And so that was a low vol from May 30th through June 10th, and just a little bit of a bounce. So that was a low vol sell off in 2022. That was a down vol sell off. Um, they were also trying to squeeze the volatility down, getting it off of 2.5. So they got it down to 1.68. Oh my God. And then it bounced up a little bit. Interesting. But these major vol cycle turns, September 30th to October 3rd, I mean, you can just open your eyes and see where they're sending it. They're sending it to uh, the threes on the 90 day on the ES and the VIX. Okay, that's all there is to this. And measure it. I can, put the daily VIX on the 121 would get us a 121.14 period ES move. So if I were to take 121 points from this ruler and go down, that would take me approximately 39. What is this? 39.30. If I were to go up, it would take me to approximately 41.80. So 39.30 to 41.80 would be my range for going into next week. The VIX range right there. And that is in line. Look at the Donchian. That is in line with the Donchian channel high and low. See how that works? So I'm measuring the VIX pretty darn accurately, aren't I? With my PT indicator, my range. So 54, 50 is the daily range. And so out of that 14 period range on the Donchian that you can see, I just measured from the VIX pretty damn accurately. How about that? The 54, 50 daily range inside of it. Try to get it as close as possible. 54.75 um, would take us to about 41.20, and going down would take us down to 4,000. So between 41.20 and 4,000 for Monday. And let's see. There we go. And then we're inside the bigger range on the Donchian. So, and inside the 14 period range. So let's see if they're going to, torture us Monday and Tuesday on this low vol, or will we be able to get some long vol? I don't care if it goes long or short. I just want long vol. It's very difficult trading this short vol stuff because you just get chopped up. And speaking of chop suey, one of the best things about having the ability to work out your algos and tweak them as you go along, transitioning from long vol to short vol, like we did. My algos were all trying to go long vol, and we were going short. So I've got to tweak this and reset the gauntlet. But that's one of the beauties of the gauntlet, and I'll be talking to you about the gauntlet in a separate video. But um, definitely a learning experience, especially when you get a vol crush like that that's so unexpected. But it happens. So we did the retest of the VIX and retest our algos, get them tweaked up for that, just to make sure that we're following in the right direction with volatility, and go forward. Right? That's what we do in trading world. Tweak, refine, and move forward, because when we get this shit figured out, it's going to be fantastic, right? We're going to get on the right path of the trade. We're going to hit that long volatility, and we're going to make up for all the past tears, right? All the past wicks, tears, and pain go away when long vol is flying red or green. It doesn't matter. Just give us some vol. All right. See you later. Thank you.